So my name's Antonio. I'm also a PFE here at Bull2Bull. So excited to talk about purchasing a used car today. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to either just speak up through the mic or type them in the chat. We're here to answer everything that you have to ask us.
Yeah.
So, Bull2Bull. So Bull2Bull is a peer-based program created to enhance financial wellness of the USF undergraduate students. We offer educational services to help increase knowledge and promote financial literacy and awareness. We were created in 2014. We're among the top 50 university financial education programs in the country. So this is just a little more about us and what we do. So at Bull2Bull, we offer one-on-one peer-based coaching sessions. We can help you create a personalized budget. We do group workshops, educational and engaging events, and we can help you set the foundation for your financial future. All services are free and confidential to USF undergrad students. So these are some of our coaching sessions that we do offer. Our most popular one is money management. That's where we would go over making a budget for you and just figuring out your expenses and how much you make a month and different things like that. We also talk about credit. That's very important and relevant considering this is a presentation about used cars. And then we also have investing, student loans, and exit counseling. So we offer plenty of different sessions, and there's pretty much every thing for everyone. And then this is our team. So I'm Antonio, Lorena's here as well. And then Kazia and Naren are also two of our other PFEs. And then at the bottom, those are our full-time staff that are involved with Bull2Bull. You're muted.
All right, first time happening this. So let's just start with a quick question. Just to have an idea of how immediate it is that you guys would like to get a car. So if you could drop it in the chat, or if you would like to unmute yourself, you can do that as well. Select A if you don't plan on buying a car anytime soon. B if it's between 1 to 6 months, and C for any time between 6 and 12 months.
You switched slides, Lorena.
Hmm?
They went back to the beginning.
Oh,
Oh, I don't know what everyone else is seeing. There we go.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Are you guys able to see the slides? I'm not sure. Someone asked if they can see it. Okay.
Well, seeing a lot of answers in the chat. So we have a couple of B's, 1A and a C. So we will kind of, walk you through, the different time frames and, how it looks, trying to get a car and the different things like that.
Okay, so here are the learning outcomes that we hope you guys get from this session. So we'll help you identify the steps that you can take to find a car that actually meets your budget. We're going to help you understand the pros and cons of financing from a bank versus a credit union or a dealership. We're also going to help you use negotiating strategies so that you can practice the process of haggling for a car, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Buying a car right now in 2022 is not easy. Obviously, after the pandemic, the whole supply chain of pretty much everything got affected. Prices went up. And for example, the average transaction price for a brand new car was over $42,000 last year. And the prices of used cars also reached a record high, and it was about $25,000 in June of last year with an average of 68,000 miles. So definitely much more expensive than previous years. You're muted.
I did it this
See?
time.
You did it.
All right. So this is just a little example of, why, car prices have skyrocketed. So it's also due to, like Lorena was saying, the supply chain, but there is another limiting factor in the shortage of cars. So what it is it's a semiconductor chip shortage. So what that does, all these chips run all the processes of all the cars and everything and all the electronics, and nowadays they're a lot more complex than used to be. So these chips are needed, and with the supply chain shortage, they can't produce as many chips. So it's kind of all tied in together. And then there is also, inability for car manufacturers to meet demand due to the whole supply chain. And also, right now, the interest rates are relatively low compared to how they were a couple years ago. So what that means is more people are willing to take out loans, take out auto loans, because they're paying less of a price than they would have in the previous years. So having a good credit score can definitely help you save some money when you're buying a car.
Yeah, and it's also very important to also be patient. If you don't plan on buying a car in the next few months, maybe you have some more time to find a car that has a better price. You can definitely shop around, but it's also important to be flexible. Um, Make sure that you have a few models of different cars that you have in mind, just in case you might find one for a better price. And you can also use your credit score to help you get better financing for the car if that's the case. And if you do have a credit score, that can definitely help you.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys want to type in chat or anything, if you have any questions. Okay, there's one right there. The extra savings, it's last slide, Lorena.
You mean this part for the low interest rates? Yeah, so Antonio, do you want to talk about the low interest rates?
Yeah, so basically with the low interest rates, that means that when you get an auto loan, you're getting charged a percentage per year of how much that total auto loan is. So like um, when the interest rate is lower, that means that you're not paying the bank extra money to own the car in interest. So basically, since the rates are lower, you're paying less interest to the bank, and you're getting basically the same car for a cheaper value. But then that's why it kind of led to a shortage of cars, because people were getting good deals, and now it's kind of the opposite, where there's a shortage of cars, and even though you can get a low interest rate, you're paying a little more for a car.
Yeah. All right.
So this is a pretty big difference when you're looking into buying a car, is going either the dealership route or going like a private owner route. So dealerships, obviously, those are, your like Hondas, your Volkswagens, your Fords, all of that stuff. And then private owners are going to be like your Facebook Marketplace, your eBay, Craigslist, all of those different things, because they own the car outright. So at dealerships, some of the benefits are all the paperwork's done for you. So your car registration, and just the title and like all the stuff is done for you. You kind of just sign everything off. There's financing options. So what that means is you can lend money from either the dealership, or you can lend the money from a bank, or even a credit union, different things like that. There's also warranty options that you can get from the dealership, that you'll be covered if anything happens to your car, and you just kind of have to pay a flat rate. And then also one big thing about dealerships, you can get certified pre-owned vehicles, which means that these vehicles are have a set low amount of miles determined by the manufacturer, and they also come with a warranty. So sometimes it can be a 2-year warranty, sometimes it can be 3-year. It really just depends on the manufacturer, but you can look into these, and the warranty comes on top of the vehicle with no extra cost. And then private owners, there's more space for negotiating, since you're basically, most of the time you're going to have to buy the vehicle outright in like cash or a check or something like that, because you don't have as many financing options, on cars that are through a private owner. There are some options out there, but it's a little more complicated. And then they are lower prices since you're not going through a dealership, you're going through a person. And then definitely look at the car condition, and all of those things are very important.
And another thing to be aware of is whether you prefer a new car or a used car. So not only figuring out whether you want it from a dealership or a private owner, this distinction is also very important. When you get a new car, they typically come with, like Antonio said, the warranty for quite a long time. So that's definitely a positive. Because they're new, they might have more reliability. You know, they don't have many miles around. It can offer you less stress, right? Because you're just getting a brand new car, and you might also get more and better financing options. Also, the gas mileage might be a good thing. But a couple of the cons of getting a new car is that as soon as you drive it off the lot, it already depreciates. And the price of the insurance might also be higher for that new vehicle. But the used car, on the other hand, also might have some warranty options, and it has a huge price difference, obviously, because like we said, as soon as you get the new car off the lot, it already depreciates a lot. So even if the car is used for a few miles, the price is going to be much lower than a new car for sure. The price of the insurance might also be lower for the used vehicle. However, you may not get as many financing options. Obviously, the gas mileage might not be so great because the car has been around for a bit, and there are less options of availability.
Yeah, I think something important about that slide was talking about insurance. It can vary, really depends what kind of car you're looking into. So it's something definitely to like shop around for. In some cases, newer cars can actually have cheaper insurance, just depends because they have more safety features and everything, and they're less risk of, getting into accidents and all of that. So it really just depends what car you're trying to buy, and what like the going rate is currently. So buying a quality used car. So I know we posted on our Instagram asking if anyone had any questions. One of the questions that we did get was how to know that you're getting, the best deal for a car. And that's something that's kind of related to like Carfax and like all these different reports. So you can get certified cars, which are the certified pre-owned cars. You get a warranty on top of them, everything like that. You can check the car's Carfax history. So if you're buying them through a dealership, you can go on their website, and usually there's somewhere down below, like beneath the price, where you can find the Carfax. It'll tell you, if it's been in any accidents before, or like just the whole total history of the car. If you're buying a car from a private owner, you're going to have to buy the Carfax on yourself if you want a full detailed report previous of what the car. You can get your financing securely, and then you want to visit a mechanic, kind of see how the car is, and all of those different things. And then kind of back to how you know you're getting a good deal. There's other resources like Kelley Blue Book. It's a great website that kind of shows you the range of how much you should be paying for a car based off like the mileage, the condition, and everything. It takes all of that into consideration. So it can give you a pretty good detailed description of like how much you should be paying for a car.
For sure. And now we actually have this short video about a couple that is trying to negotiate a car for like thousands of dollars less than it's listed. And I think it's very interesting to share with you guys. Let me see if I can share here with computer sound. 1 second. Okay, let me go to the slide real quick. All right. And then let me know if you guys can hear it.
We can hear it.
Can you hear it? Okay. No. No. Yeah, this video is kind of funny too. I remember when I went to a dealership to get a used car with my mom, they would be calling nonstop. They called the manager off the manager off the manager, and you know how it goes. So they definitely put a lot of pressure on you into getting the car. But I think the main thing to take out of this video is that you have to be firm with your offer and show them that you're not going to go much lower on that.
Yeah, I think another important thing just about the video, like times have changed a little bit, obviously, from that video, and shopping for a car like online now, I would definitely recommend before you go into a dealership to try to look at the car, or you want to like finalize the purchase or anything. Make sure you know what the price of it is online, and because from personal experiences of buying a car, like I went in with the price that it was online, and the sticker price was about like $2,000 more than what it was online. So definitely they do little things to try to make you overpay for a car. So definitely do your research and figure out what the best deal is, honestly.
Yeah, we have here some discussion questions if you guys would like to unmute yourselves, or if you want to put anything in the chat. And the first question is, why is it important to haggle when negotiating to buy a car? Sticking to your budget for sure. Like she said, you must be more worried about your budget than their budget at the end of the day. So you got to stand up for yourself, especially when getting a car. So obviously she showed a lot of strategies of how to go by this haggling process. Is there any specific thing that she did that any of you thought it was very effective, or something that you need to work on, or something you would like to do? Naming your price and then being quiet after. Yeah, for sure. It shows that you're really serious about the number that you just gave and you're not willing to go down. And now that we've learned a few tips, do any of you think you can now successfully negotiate a fair price for a car? I know I learned a lot by seeing this video, and I know that I will do it differently next time. Yeah, Marie said, I will definitely bring a friend to back me up. For sure. It's really great to have someone as a support. Sophia said it's all about confidence. Agreed. I would say yes, and stay firm on a budget.
Yeah, I think all of these are very good things to take into consideration when you're going to buy a car, because they always try to like wear you down. You're there for hours on end trying to get the deal done and everything like that. So definitely, stick with your budget. Don't pay anything over what you're willing to pay. Shop around for different loans. Like going into a dealership, you can already be pre-approved through a bank, through a credit union, or different things like that. So you already can get an idea of what your car payment would be like. Whereas if you just went to the dealership and financed it through them, they kind of tell you what the number is, and then you have to be okay with it. So definitely, do your research and try to get a very good idea of what you'd be comfortable with.
Yeah, and just to finish off with the questions, Marie put something in the chat that's actually very interesting. You can state that you are a college student, and that can help reiterate why you've chosen your budget. So you can use the fact that you're a college student to your advantage as well. All right, so we have an activity. This activity is more towards people who know what type of car they want, what model, and you don't necessarily have to do this right now if you don't have a car in mind, but Antonio put the link in the chat. So if you want to do this right now, or if you want to do it later after you start looking around for cars, it's a really good resource to kind of figure out how much you're actually paying for the car, figure out insurance and all that, and see how these things do add up. So it's a really great resource after you have that model in your mind.
Yeah. So like Lorena was saying, kind of goes over all the different things of, owning a car and buying a car and, like the maintenance and repairs and gas and all of that. And I think it's important to really understand that when you are buying a car, it is a very big commitment. It's going to be a decent amount of money regardless if your car is fully paid off or if you have a payment. Insurance is usually typically pretty expensive for college students just because of how old we are and our age. And then taking into consideration, the normal wear and tear on a vehicle, gas, and different things like that. So just definitely be prepared to step into owning a vehicle. It shouldn't be something that's, taken lightly and think it's, something that's very easy to do because there's a lot. Don't have access to the file. Oh dear. Okay. I will work on getting access for everyone.
Okay. And a very important step is to also make sure that you calculate the total cost of the used car. So you got to account for the car payment, the car insurance, any maintenance or repairs you might need, gas as well. Gas is extremely expensive, as well as any registration costs. For example, if you need to get the registration when you're getting from a dealership, for example. And then as we are finalizing, here are some key points of what we talked about. And a question is, are you comfortable with your car ownership spending each month? Why or why not? If anyone would like to put that in the chat.
I'm trying to fix this file here, but
I see some people typing, so I'm gonna wait here. Oh, we have a really great website here. So there is a link in the chat that Gigi just posted. It's a really good link, especially if you're a college student. It just gives some good tips, and it shows like car prices and deals. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you, Gigi. And yeah, some key points that we talked about is that using your credit wisely is the key to maintaining a positive credit history and a credit score. The typical American sources of debt are mortgages, auto and school loans, and credit cards. So be mindful of your spendings. And also, starting a credit history when you're young can have real payoffs in the future. If you're able to have a good credit history, you might get lower rates when financing your car, when getting a mortgage, and there's just so many great possibilities that you can get from that.
Yeah, I think it's important. We also do have a credit session if any of you are interested in learning more about how to build credit, how to have credit, to be able to finance things under your name, like a car. Even when you go rent at a place, they usually look at your credit score. Just seeing how worthy you are to pay it. Marie posted the. Marie, did you post? I think Marie posted the link in the chat. See if that works for you guys. But anyways, like I was saying, the credit is really important to have, and it can really benefit you in the future because you're not gonna have to pay off an entire car where you can just like pay payments and still have the same car.
Yeah, and here are some top 3 sources that you might want to check out when you're shopping around. You can check Craigslist. They have deals from dealerships and private owners. And also nothing can beat Craigslist when it comes to local listing. The second source is cars.com. So it's a great option because you can actually see the fair estimates of the car. So with that whole thing that we said, when you're going to the dealership and you want to negotiate the price of the car, obviously you can't just give them just a random number. You have to know what that range is. So cars.com is a great source to be able to find that range and how much the car is worth. So that way you can come to the negotiation table more prepared. And there are a ton of used cars listed on that website. There's a mobile app and it's free. And then lastly, we have ebay.com. It's very reliable and easy to deal with. eBay has a lot of options for any customer, and it's a very has a very easy search function.
Yeah, and there's plenty of other websites out there. These are just some recommendations. There's like Car Gurus, there's Edmunds, there's a whole bunch of different car websites and options that you can see. There's like CarMax, Kelley Blue Book. It's a good one to search your area for like a good deal. So just really figuring out where the best like dealership and everything is to buy a car from.
Yeah. Okay, and lastly, every time we end our coaching sessions or any events, we like to share about our Reduce Your Debt Challenge. So this is a Canvas course that if you choose to do it, you'd be sign up for a Canvas course. You would have to complete a few modules and set a few coaching sessions with us, and you will be entered to a $500 scholarship or a $500 loan forgiveness if you have any loans. But if not, you would get the $500 scholarship. Remember that it is a drawing, so it is not guaranteed. But if you're interested, definitely I will put the link here so that you guys can sign up if you're interested. Okay. All right. Antonio, that's with you now.
Yes. So if you want to scan the QR code here, you can register for our investing workshop. So it's Investing 101. So what we're going to do is go over the basics to investing, how to get into it, what you should know when you're stepping into investing, and just anything that's like basic knowledge. We'll be going over investing. You can ask us any questions. It is March 2nd, 1 to 2 p.m. So definitely feel free to join us, add us on Bulls Connect and all of that, because it is I personally do the session with another PFE, and it is a very good session if you don't really know much about investing, or even if you do, we can help talk about little specific things that might help you out.
Yeah, absolutely. Marie just posted the link for the investing workshop if you guys want to sign up for it. All right, we're reaching the end of the presentation, so thank you all for coming to this session. I hope you got something out of this. I hope we were able to help you, and that in the near future, when you get your car, you'll be ready to go and negotiate that and really stand up for yourself. If you would like to contact us, we are on Instagram, Facebook, Bulls Connect. That's where we post all of our events. So make sure you sign up for the Bulls Connect Bull2Bull. And yeah, is there any questions that you guys still have or anything we haven't answered? You can put that in the chat or you can unmute yourself. Either way.
Yeah, if there's any last questions that you may have about any of this information, or if anything we didn't cover, please feel free to either talk or message us in the chat. Carvana. Okay. So Carvana is interesting because it's like buying it online and everything like that. Sometimes, usually they could be, most of the time they are reliable, good. But I would personally check the price of the car compared to what the market is. I've seen Carvana has overpriced cars a little bit, not by a lot, but definitely you don't want to be paying over what it's valued. So it's definitely something to take into consideration. Just check different websites, cross-reference it. So definitely do that.
Yeah, in terms of renting a car, if you are a student and you're going to be using a car like every single day, in the long run, it's not going to be a good financial decision, just because it's going to be a lot more expensive than just buying the car or financing a car. So definitely, if you want to keep it for a long time, you'd be better off by buying or financing.
Yeah, and then I kind of saw the second part to your question. Sorry I didn't answer it, but I'll kind of go over like where to start. So just go online, go to like websites like Kelley Blue Book, Car Gurus, Cars.com, all those different things. Figure out what your budget is, and then that'll kind of determine, what car that you can get in that price range. And then you can kind of get deeper into your research on, what the best deal is. Look into a thing to look into when buying a car as well is like the trim model. So like there's like the lower trims up to the higher ones, and some of them hold their value more. Like if they're a higher trim, they're more exclusive, different things like that. So there is a lot to take in and a lot to consider when buying a car, but just definitely cross-reference the prices between all the different websites and all the different sources, and like on Craigslist, or even if you're looking to buy like a car on Facebook Marketplace, something, just other things like that.
Yeah, and I also see a question here about searching around for loans. So for car loans, I personally don't have car loans. I'm not sure if you do have, Antonio, or if you know anything about it.
Yeah, so there's certain people will, like certain banks will let you become pre-qualified for a car loan. There's like, again, it's basically going on websites and doing research. So certain ones will let you get pre-qualified. So what that means is it's just going to look at, your income, your credit score, and all of that, and it's not going to affect your credit score. It's going to be like a soft inquiry. Whereas some companies won't allow you to do that, so you're going to have to do a hard inquiry on your credit. But if you do multiple of them, and it's all to get a car loan, they kind of understand that, so it doesn't really affect your credit that negatively. So just look up, what companies offer like the lowest interest rates right now, what their requirements are, like credit score wise, and income wise, and things like that.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other questions? Okay, Gigi shared that she prefers a credit union loan because the rates are a little lower than bigger financial institutions. That's great to know. We do have a USF credit union here on campus, so definitely we're checking it out too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely check out your other options. Credit unions, I guess, yeah, Marie just posted in the chat a good link to, how to compare different loan options. So definitely look at that.
Yeah, that's great. I see somebody else typing. Let's see if it's another question.
I saw a question about renting a car. Did you guys answer that one? I wasn't sure. I was looking for the Nerd Wallet link. Sorry.
No, you're good. I can answer this question. So why do dealers care about credit score? Like what difference does it make? So basically, your credit score is showing how worthy you are of paying back that loan. So a dealership will look at your credit score if you are financing it through that specific dealer. They work with different financial services and different banks all the time. So they would just be applying for you. Whereas if you applied by yourself before you went to a dealership and like got pre-approved and pre-qualified, that would you'd get a better rate if you have a higher credit score. So if your credit score is lower, they're going to give you a worse rate, and you're going to be paying more for the same car. So that's why a credit score really does matter. You want a high credit score to get a lower interest rate to pay less for a car. I see some more people typing, so just waiting for the questions. Yeah, we definitely can talk more about like credit scores and stuff during our credit session. Marie, if you can answer the which one do they choose for like signing up? I don't really know.
I think that is in this. Is that from the survey link that you posted, Lorena?
Yeah, it's the link to sign up for the debt challenge.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Interesting. We will add an other option, but for the time being, go ahead and just choose credit.
Okay. Does anybody have any final questions?
I wanted to mention too, because I kept thinking about it. I passed the Salvation Army on Bears Avenue every morning. It's like the street before you get to Fletcher, and the Salvation Army there has a car auction every year too. And I think that you can find info about it on their Facebook. So if you look up Salvation Army Tampa, they have a car auction every year. So that might be a good option too.
In terms of being eligible for the scholarship, you are going to fill out that survey and then you will be added to the Canvas course. So you should receive a notification that you're in. I'm not sure, Marie, if that happens immediately or do they have to wait a few days to be enrolled?
Yes, once you submit the survey, I would say that it would take a few days for you to be added to the Canvas course. You'll see it on Canvas, and then for every module that you finish is an entry into winning that scholarship or loan repayment.
Yeah. I see a couple more people typing. For courses, you mean like the coaching sessions that we offer? Unfortunately, you have to be a USF undergrad student in order to attend the coaching session. So you have to still be enrolled in the institution. All right, so if you guys don't have any more questions, well, thank you so much for attending this session. I hope you guys got a lot of information out of it. And for those who can set up coaching sessions with us, you're definitely more than welcome to. Like Antonio said, we have a bunch of different coaching sessions that we offer. Could anybody, either Antonio or Marie, could you put the link where they can sign up for the coaching sessions? I think it would be great and very easy for them to just sign up now if they would like. But yeah, thank you so much for coming here to this session, and I hope you guys have a great one.
Yeah, thank you everyone for coming. Hope everyone has a good one. And that's about it from us. Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye-bye.